Salve te discipuli. Hello, 8th grade, and welcome to part 1 video of our stage 6 model sentences. So before either watching this video, before attempting your own translations of this, I would highly recommend you check out my video on the stage 6 grammar, because that's going to help you a lot. We are learning 2 new tenses in this chapter, 2 new past tenses. So we're going to be seeing some new verb forms. That might be a bit confusing if you're trying to translate this without having learned the grammar. If you want to attempt it ahead of time and then go over the grammar afterwards, and kind of see what is going on here. But we are moving on to stage 6, and we've got some new stories to read about. So, as usual, this first video is going to be reading through the Latin, having you practice reading the Latin out loud, and just kind of getting ourselves immersed in the Latin and introduced to some new vocabulary and some new grammar. And then part 2 will be going over the translations after you have already translated the passage, so you can make corrections as needed. So let's take a look at these sentences. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm trying to make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, so we have here some new sentences, practicing. We've got some, I think most of this vocab is going to be vocab from that we've learned in the past, maybe some new ones we haven't seen before, but we've got the pictures to help us out. So let's read through the Latin. And again, I'll read a sentence. Ideally, you will be practicing reading the sentence out loud after I finish reading it. So, number 1, servi perviam ambulabant. Canis subito latravit. Grumio canem timebat. Pestis clamavit cocus. Clemens erat fortis. Sed canis clementem superavit. Quintus perviam ambulabat. Juvenis clamorem audivit. Canis clementem vexabat. Quintus canem pulsavit. Servi erant laeti. Servi quintum laudaverunt. All right, so before we move on to these next, I think, never mind. Usually there's another page of sentences. This is all we got for today. So before you work on translating, again, we're going to kind of take a look at some of these verbs. So we see there's some different verb forms, right? We're used to seeing ambulant, right? We have ambulabant. This is an imperfect verb. So this is imperfect tense. And again, remember with our grammar, this is how we translate ongoing past action. So keep that in mind. Latravit, this is a perfect tense verb. If it doesn't have that ba, right, that's going to be a perfect tense verb there. Timebat, that's another imperfect. Clamavit, that's our perfect tense. A lot of these perfect tenses are going to have that V. Not all of them, but a lot of them will. Erat, this is our irregular verb sum. So I go over this in the grammar video. So if you haven't watched that yet, you might want to take a look at that. Superavit, that's a perfect tense verb. Ambulabat, imperfect there. Audivit, this is perfect tense. Vexabat, this is imperfect. Pulsavit is perfect. Erant, again, that's our imperfect form of our irregular verb to be. And then laudaverunt is a perfect tense. So this whole story is going to be taking place in the past tense. We're just using our 2 different past tenses for different types of actions. So keep that in mind as you work on translating these sentences. Again, write out your translations of these sentences. Once you finish translating, then you can go on and head over to part 2 of our video where I walk through the translation of this. So translate this. If you have questions, feel free to email me, but take a look at part 2, make corrections as necessary. Okay, walete, and I will see you in part 2 of our videos.